All right. Well, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the club. Today we are going to talk about something that has come to my attention and very important moving forward on 2022. One of my favorite economists, Richard Wolff, asks the question: is America's global and economic reign coming to an end while being replaced by China? Well, by looking at four major realities, we're going to talk about GDP, real wages, COVID 19, and inflation. We could begin to assess the economic realities and how these two major powers, America and China, will interact moving forward, and where Bitcoin will fall in all this. Year over year for the last 30 years, China's GDP has been going up triple-fold compared to the United States.
I didn't get that. Could you?
Place the British.
Real wages have also gone up in China compared to the United States. This replacing the United States when its economic power and strength, and in global influence. But I want to look what is important. COVID-19, where 80, let's say 10 million people die. 800,000 people die of COVID-19 in the last 2 years, where only 8,000 people die in China. And inflation. How are they combating inflation? These are really important questions moving forward. And we got to draw some conclusion and what contributions we could help us think more clearly and more productively about these issues. So the GDP is the gross domestic product, and it's a statistic kept by government, used by economists to basically measure the output of goods and services. It is growing your economy. It's thought to be becoming larger, more productive, and so on. If it's shrinking, the opposite. Over the last 25, 30 years, annual average growth of our GDP in the United States has been wavering more or less between 2 and 3%. Over the same period, the GDP growth of the People's Republic of China has wavered between 6 and 9%. That's right. The growth of output and general growth of the economy in China has been threefold than the United States. At first, people didn't believe the numbers because they are outstanding. But if you go to China, you will be amazed at the skyscrapers, that the Department of Transportation, so many of the cities, they have the fastest railroads on earth. 7 of the 10 biggest ports in the world are in China, and so on and so on. Their growth has been amazing. The second statistic is real wages. How much you get in relationship to the prices you have to pay. In other words, your wage allows you to buy how much. Over the last 25 years, the average increase of real wages in the United States about a half of a 1%, and almost no change. People speak of real wages over recent decades in the United States using the adjective stagnant in comparison in the People's Republic of China. Their average real wage has quadrupled. No contest. The third conclusion is COVID. China has 1.3 billion people. We have 330 million. That is, the Chinese have 4 times the people we do. COVID has killed 830,000 Americans. It has killed under 800 Chinese. They are 4 times more than we are in people, and we are 100 times more fatal with COVID. Very sad. No contest. The last statistic is inflation. They have had a bad one last year. We got a bad one this year. December 2020 to December 2021, prices went up 7 for consumer goods. The Chinese had even worse one year and so ago. But they did the same thing they did to get their GDP, up their wages, up their COVID fatalities down. They concentrated, which their government and their economic system allows them to do. They concentrated the focus of their public resources and their private resources, because government can command people to focus on GDP, wage growth, defeating COVID, and beating down the inflation. And they did all that. By comparison, our performance is much, much poorer. And the reason is very simple. We have a religion in this country. Not the one that you're thinking about, a church or a synagogue or a mosque. It's the religion of the private is better than public. Keep the government small, keep the government weak, hold back from the government to support confidence, the taxes as much as you can. Well, that happens. It makes the governments unable to do in our country what the Chinese government has been doing in theirs. And we're paying a heavy price. And where's Bitcoin fall in all this? Well, I'll guarantee you that our inflation would be a lot worse if we didn't have Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the faucet that we need for that inflation to really, really, really have a way to escape. But we keep demonizing Bitcoin, and we keep going on and on about where Bitcoin will be and what Bitcoin is. We're looking here at a chart of Bitcoin, and we're looking at the long-term weekly. You know that I like to look at charts, and we had a double top as of right now. Let's do it here. And this is a double top, because you could look, it's a double top. You could tell me that it hasn't reached all the way down yet, and reaching here is a double top. Let's hit it from here. Big support level here. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have a little access here, but we always have access, and that's our MO. Access, but not access to different programs, not access to different things. Excess of things, meaning more money printing, more of every negative thing that our beloved United States goes and and do without our consent. We are in a really dark place. America is at a very dark place, and I love my country, but there's issues that we gotta rise. I will leave a link to one of my favorite economic professors, Richard Wolff, in the link below so you could hear him and give an idea where we're going, where we'll be, and what can we do to help our country succeed from these dark times ahead. Really dark. Everything is inflated. Our health is worse than 3 years ago. More people are getting sick. Our money is getting worse. We have less than what we had 3 years ago from the stimmies. Our government is worse than 2 years ago. You know, I'm not in any political party, but this guy Trump has what made him hate it so much is that he told it like it is. He told it like it is. He's a New Yorker. And us New Yorkers have no hair in our tongue. We tell it like it is. So, I digress. I want you guys to keep a good eye on Bitcoin in the next 6 months. We're coming back a little bit. This is a 30-minute chart. We have some support here. And let's see if we could gain access this year. Gain access to a lot of things. Healthcare, funds, and a lot more things for our children, education. One of the big trends is interactive view, where school will be taught online, and the kids won't go to school that much because you can't catch a little cold anymore. You got to get relieved and certified by the doctors before you could go back to school. We're in a very, very bad place. I know China's communist, but maybe we should take some of their plays, some of their plays from their trade book, from their playbook. It's important. We don't want to lose our reserve currency. We don't want to lose our status in the world, and we're losing it by the year. Whose fault is that? No blame. But we have to choose better people to represent us. We have to choose better human beings to represent us in these dark times. I'll leave you with this. And please support the channel. We'll be talking about a lot of things coming forward besides cryptocurrencies. We gotta rise to the issue. We gotta rise to the issue as human beings and as representative of our country. We have to. This is very important for our children and for the legacy we leave behind. Once again, thank you for joining the club, and I'll be with you shortly.